So my name is Paul Nadalny. I'm a Divine Word missionary priest, and I was ordained in 1989 here in Chicago. And I'm presently working in Mozambique. That's Africa, southeast part of Africa, Mozambique. Mozambique was a Portuguese colony, so right away we have to learn Portuguese. And it takes about a year, a good year or so, a little less, but it takes a year to get the language and also to get an idea of what the history of the country is like. And we're doing that now in Mozambique itself, and that's right in our capital city, which is Maputo. So the guys come and learn the Portuguese. It's kind of a different language, has some little, accents that you have to close your nose or speak through your nose, like pung, things like that. But it's beautiful language. After a while, it gets to be very beautiful and easy to speak. And then the second challenge for almost all of us is to have a driver's license. You wouldn't think of it, but many guys come from our Indonesian formation programs, even India, and they don't have driver's license. So it can take 4 months sometimes to go through the whole course, and it's a slow process, a lot of bureaucracy, and they get their driver's license because it is a lot of driving. We just have to drive. We cannot really rely on public transportation. And so what are we doing? Well, we have big parishes that we would say. They're missions, but now we can say parishes. And we have 3 and also a 4th parish in Maputo itself. But the big missions parishes is where we started, up in the north of the country. So the people speak Portuguese more or less. That's not everyone, but they have their own local languages. So the next step is we go to our parishes or missions, and we take all the courses and training we can to learn the language, the local languages. In the north, where we started in 1997, there was one major language, and that's one of the reasons we went there. It's called Makua, and it's a Bantu family language, Bantu family. So we learn the Bantu, and then the Makua in our case, and then we get into the ministry of our big missions parishes, and it's the beauty of it. One, I think, beautiful image that we had when I arrived in 1999 was that this is like the New Testament Acts of the Apostles. It's so beautiful, and the Holy Spirit is working. And what happened was that when Mozambique had their independence from Portugal in 1975, the government there was supported by, the young government was supported by communist nations such as Russia and China. So they became very anti-church very quickly, and the church was almost like prohibited. People could not even pray together. So what happened? They all went into hiding, all the people, and the church got stronger. People were moving out into the countryside, and they would bury their Bibles in a plastic bag under their bed, and they would pray on the least expected times. They would meet together in their houses in the woods, and they would pray, and the church grew. In those years, 77 to 85, 86, the church was blossoming, you could say, in spite of communism. We found that this church was so dynamic. It's like a Holy Spirit apostolic church. So what we try to do, first of all, is serve that church. We just go out, we organize the councils, the meetings of the regions, and we have zones, and then we have the parish councils. So we organize this church, and we work together with them, with the laity. And it's the most beautiful thing to see that we don't do all the groundwork. We're basically coming in and picking up where the others have taken over. So we would have like Easter baptisms, 50 baptisms, and these aren't babies, these are young people and adults. So the RCIA program came in over these years, and young people who would want to be Christian, Catholic, would come and join these groups, maybe 7-8 years of age, and they would take 3-4 years of training to become to be baptized. So it was amazing to see this, working with 15, 16-year-olds, getting them ready for their baptisms and First Communion on the same day, and going out sometimes Easter Vigil Mass, then the next day Easter, then all the Sundays of Easter. It would be just hundreds of baptisms, hundreds literally of baptisms of adults. We would think of, babies, but these are adults. And then the beauty of that also was the marriages that were coming out of that, because when two catechists are baptized and they're already married, then their marriage is a sacrament. We just do some, of course, we do the preparation, and then we do another ceremony that their marriage will become a sacrament. And many of them then baptize their babies. So we would have marriages, maybe 5, 6 marriages on the same day of these young people baptized, First Communion, marriage, baptize their babies. So you can just imagine the beautiful celebrations that we had. And so that was kind of, when I came in, that was a lot of what we did. You would say, well, that's so sacramental, but that's what they needed. So we did that. And at the same time, we were always promoting the formation of the lay groups. Going to the meetings, we would go to the diocese, and they would have meetings to organize them. Like say the catechism, and I was involved in a lot of that, catechism formation, Bible studies. And so it was so, you'd say, exciting, and it was always nonstop. So I did that for 6 years in one mission, then I went to another one, neighboring mission, 6 more years. So I had 12 years of experience in this one area in Mozambique where we were in the north. And all young churches, young communities, young Catholics, everything is young.